What's good? What's good, YouTube? This your man Spiel Dog. Yo, man, Brian Norman Sr. He got me 100% convinced. His son gonna knock Devin out. I believe it. I think he know what he looking at. I think he know what he doing. I think he know what his son can do. And I think Brian Norman Jr. locked all the way in. I really like Brian Norman Jr.'s character, his personality, the way he carries himself. I mean, he carries himself like a full grown man, which he is. But I'm just saying, a lot of these guys are kind of immature still at that age. I don't mean it disrespectfully. I'm just saying, a lot of guys don't mature quite the way he has at that age. A lot of guys in boxing nowadays, and I really believe the last three fights that he had is gonna give him the confidence he need to go in there and cut that ring off and lay hands on Haney. I you know, and I do like Devin. I do. I'm not a Devin Haney fan, but I do like Devin. I think Devin has done some good things in boxing. I think Devin is one of the few guys who ain't sitting around here looking for easy fights. Although he went through what he went through with Ryan Garcia, he's still out here fighting good fighters. And the only way to overcome them ghosts or whatever from that knockout is to keep fighting. I think he won't be. I don't think he'll shell himself. I'm not gonna go for that. I think he was protecting that money in the fight with Ramirez. Ramirez had chance after chance to go in there and put something on him. So, you can't put it all on Devin. It was two of them in the ring that day. And I like Brian Norman big in this fight. I do like him by knockout because the man definitely got power, and I don't think Devin will be able to blow up after the weigh-in and bully him to some degree, like he has some of the guys that he been in there with and just been way bigger than them. And the one thing about Devin, you got to go in there and fight though, cause that motherfucker gonna hustle. Devin will outwork you if you in that bullshit. But I don't think Brian Norman Jr. would do that. And I think if he do go out there and go to sleep in a round, his daddy gonna wake his motherfucking ass up when he get in that corner for sure on that. So I'm not even really worried about this fight. I like the fight a lot, and I like Brian Norman Jr. 100% in this fight. Now, don't get me wrong, anything can happen, but his father got me convinced he gonna go in there and knock Devin out. I like something he said on Mill City today really made me think about that when he said he could outcoach Bill. Bill Haney, he's done a lot that you got to respect with his son. But it's only one thing that I don't agree with. And to be honest with you, and I'm gonna say this, because it's been times, Bill can get annoying at times when he talking a little too much. But it's only one thing that I disagree with him that he do with his son. It's only one thing, seriously. And I just feel like he should let a professional trainer or somebody that would, like a real fighter trainer, like when Floyd Sr. was with him. I think he need to allow somebody else sometimes to do the talking when Devin come back in that corner, because in the Ryan Garcia fight, I felt like he gave him bad instructions going out there a couple of times, and I just think Brian Norman Jr., Senior, by him being a professional fighter, knowing what he's looking at from not just a fan standpoint, by a fighter standpoint, understanding, the tempo and tone setting and different things that go on when you in a fight. I think that is, I mean, and being his father, I just don't think you can. It ain't a number you can put on how valuable that is in a corner, especially in a big fight. He gonna know the right things to say to his son when he come over there. After the first round or so, he gonna know what his son need to do to to get them big shots off. That, and That's why I think Brian Norman Jr. will end up getting a knockout because his father gonna be able to tell him how to land them shots on the guy that's probably gonna be as moving as much as Devin gonna be moving. And when you got a good fighter, a good athlete in his prime, which Brian Norman Jr. is, he just need the right instructions when he go over there in that corner. That's it. They just need the right instructions when you go over there in that corner from somebody that ain't panicking. I don't think Brian Norman Sr. will panic if he have a bad round. I think he will be. I think he will be. I think, and Pop right. Uh, Pop's supposed to be out here doing the talking. I mean, they handling the business right. You know, it's fight time now. His son got to go train, so Dad is keeping ears on the fight. I mean, ears and eyes out looking for the fight. That he doing his job. Pop doing his job. I'm all in with the Normans. I'm 100% behind them, win or lose. You know, see, we need Brian Norman Sr. in boxing. We need Bill Haney in boxing. We need Abdullah Mason. I don't know his father's name, but we need him in boxing. We need Schofield. Now, and Schofield, Floyd Schofield is probably he one of my favorite lightweights at this point. I just wonder what the fuck really happened, why they didn't go in that ring against Shakur Stevenson. So that's the only asterisk I could put next to. That's why I just can't really throw Schofield Sr. in this mix too, because I don't know, nobody really knows what the fuck happened, why the boy didn't fight, fight week, pulling out, of a big fight like that. That's my only, and it's a big question mark. But I like Schofield a lot, and we need these type people in boxing because this cowardly shit that's going on now where you got good fighters not willing to fight each other, trying to get ridiculously high paydays. But what these fighters don't know, you got to start beating good fighters early to put yourself in position to get these good paydays. Go look at the fights Canelo had before he fought Floyd. Floyd. I mean, Canelo was out there fighting. He was. And you gotta build it up to get that big money. Unless you was lucky and signed with Floyd like Tank did while Floyd was still fighting. It won't work the same now because he don't fight no more. But Tank was lucky enough to be Floyd's fighter when he was the biggest and baddest motherfucker in boxing. And that's the only reason why Tank making the money and getting the love that he get out there now. He may not be with Floyd no more, but Floyd did so much petty shit that the whole world saw. It made people side with Tank. Honestly, because it made people feel like Tank was damn near in jail because you could blame Floyd for the people who Tank was and wasn't fighting. But we see now that wasn't the case. We see now it wasn't Floyd's fault. Floyd ain't gonna put you in a fight if you don't think you can win it though. I'm telling you, he learned that lesson the hard way with that first crop of fighters he had when he got all them dudes that probably without Floyd would not have been champions. I can't think of, I wish Ashley Theophane was one of them. Man, the guy from Michigan too, and it's just because I'm older that I can't, and I ain't good with names, because it ain't no slight on him because he was a solid fighter. I just can't not remember that boy name for shit. He even fought Benavidez. He wasn't no coward neither. He was out there taking tough fights. He was, I really liked him. I think the mistake he made was trying to fight too much like Floyd. Because he admired Floyd a lot. He spent a lot of time with Floyd, but he tried to mimic his style off of Floyd, and he didn't have Floyd's same boxing athleticism and reflexes, and that's why he was getting caught in certain fights. But Floyd got a lot of guys championships. Badu Jack was a good fighter. But Floyd got a lot of guys championships that without him may not have gotten them. And Mickey Bay was over there. He was a good fighter. But they wasn't really top level, and they started losing. And I think after Floyd, and I'm telling you, Floyd said it. It's the video. It's probably still out there on YouTube. It's when he was still fighting. They was in the gym one day, and his fighters was in there, and he was telling them, "Look, I can get y'all title shots. I can get you the fights, but I can't fight for you." I never forget when he said that, and that was some of the realest shit in the world. When I was training my son and them, we used to tell them that, we can tell you everything it is, but you the one that gotta go in there and fight. I can't go in and fight this fight for you. And you know, I believe after Floyd lost some, cause the fight with Mickey Bay had the damn fight with who was it with John Molina. He had the fight in the bag. I mean, he put on a spectacular boxing performance. I mean, Mickey Bay got busy that night. I like Mickey Bay a lot. I was a big Mickey Bay fan. Mickey Bay boxed a masterful fight. Floyd walked in that fucking fight late in the fight. Mickey Bay seen Floyd and started kind of showing off a little bit and got caught and fucked that fight up. And I remember Floyd, tell him, "I got you, dog." But that was kind of the beginning of the end, with Mickey Bay, in my opinion, who to me was a damn good boxer, damn good boxer. But it don't take, but that focus got to be razor. Like Floyd and Terrence Crawford, they got that focus. Bud got that motherfucking focus too, and maybe Brian Norman Jr. is one of these type guys. I mean, because he definitely seems like a serious young man. He don't seem like one of these old playful, silly motherfuckers. He seems like he for real about what he doing. And he ain't running around here looking for no soft touch. You know, uh, I like this fight with him and Devin a lot. To be honest with you, I wanted Boots to take that fight. I did. I ain't gonna get off into that. But yeah, man. I'm all in with the Normans. I'm locked in with them, win or lose. I'm riding with them because I like fighters that fight. I think a lot of these guys now is wasting their prime, like Boots. That's a fighter I feel like has really just. I think he got all the talent in the world. I do because I'm one of the guys, and I've been liking Brian Norman Jr. since that first knockout where he posed on that dude. Shit, he had me right, and then he from Atlanta. I'm all in with him. But if I'm being honest, I didn't want him in that fight with Boots when he first got the belt. It wasn't nowhere in the hell. I felt like his first title shot should have been against Ron Ennis. But now when I see how Ennis, because I just felt like, I'm to some degree believing but I'm listening to Brian Norman Sr. say stuff and I'm thinking, I ain't heard nobody else say that. But the shit that he been saying, it has all came true for the most part. So, because I just thought, man, Boots, his reach, his speed, I just thought that was the worst fight in the world for him with, first title fight. I think he was 23 or something like that at the time. And, Boots damn near 30. Boots is in his prime. Both of them, to be honest with you. And when, but after he had a couple of fights when he was negotiating the second time, I said, okay, he should be, even if he did, whether he won or lost, he was ready now. I felt like, and, now to Boots' defense, maybe he felt like I ain't finna try to make the fight with him and he don't take the fight. Okay, I get you that. But to turn down Devin and Tiafimo too, them good fights that I think Boots would easily win. At least I did before he turned them down. I thought those was perfect. To get him to legitimize his name, and then move up at least, fight at least one real champion. Devin is a real, Devin became a true champion. He got his belt under questionable circumstances too, but he done fought some real fighters since he had his title. Lomachenko, Regis Prograis, the Ryan Garcia fight didn't go the way he might have planned, but he still fought the fight, and I just want to see him legitimize himself so it can look, it can make sense, giving him the love and respect he getting out here, and for him to turn them fights down and go to 154 to fight a Lima and not Fundora, I mean, you know, I don't know if it's Eddie Hearns or him, but either way, that's some flaky moving. And they gonna waste the boy prime years. He in his prime, right, motherfucker? Now what you waiting on? What y'all waiting on? I just don't understand it. Keith Thurman was out there. I mean, it was a lot of good fights for Boots out there for him to take some shit like this. These guys with 15 fights like standing owners. I mean, it's time to make your name, but he making the type of money he like, and I guess that's all that matter to him. So you can't be a great fighter without beating great fighters. It's serious. You can't be respected as a champion and you ain't beat no champions. Stanionis was not a champion, he was a title holder. It's a big difference. Big difference. And so I look at Brian Norman Jr. as a guy that's really out here trying to see just how great he or how good he is or can be. And he was looking for a big fight, and he got one for way more money than they would have got for that fight with Boots too. So that's good business. I'm sorry, that's good business. And once again, the man ain't. He done had this like his damn near his third fight. It's his third fight in like a little over a year. He's staying busy. So if you're not gonna fight top guys, then give us a couple of fights. If you ain't gonna fight the best guys, then do. And I respect Canelo for that. Like, Canelo has fought two guys already this year before he fought Terrence Crawford. They might not have been the best competition, but he finna fight a good fighter now when he fight Bud, and he giving you fights. You understand? And these dudes who fighting once a year, then fighting some bullshit. I mean, come on, dog. We can't be big up in that kind of shit up out here. So I'm with them Normans, dog. I like how they moving. I think his father understand that ain't no turning back now. Once they fight Devin Haney, ain't no turning back now. The fights only get bigger, money too. But it's time. You fighting dogs now. It's time to fight. You finna start fighting dogs. That's it. But they pay you when you fighting dogs. So they finna get that big money, and I'm happy for them. I always like to see my brothers and sisters get paid, and especially father-son duos. I'm gonna be, I'm, I don't give a shit about fighters' money, but I am happy to see families put themselves in a whole different tax bracket off hard work that they did together. And I raised my son, and I put him in a lot of different sports and stuff like that. So I know what it take to get this far with your child, and I respect every father who got this far with their son, because it's easy for people to talk that shit, but their son ain't there. Hell, I would have liked to have my son that had the drive that it take to do this, cause it's only so much dad can do. You gotta want this shit more than dad do. That's the truth of it. The kid have to want it more than pops. Pops can want it, but the kid gotta want it more than pops do. And if he don't really want it, it ain't gonna work. It ain't work. I can't push you. If you put it like this, if I don't see you pushing yourself some, you gotta want this shit. And all fathers know what I'm talking about. It's hard for me to get too deep into it, but when you dealing with your sons and you coaching and y'all into sports, he gotta, it's a lot. Yeah, you gonna push him and you gonna be in his corner, but he gotta want to be pushed. See, some guys, they want to be, like, now kids always want to make their fathers happy and proud, but how dedicated to this shit are you? And that's what it comes down to, because it's like I say, it's only so much Pop can do. You gotta want this shit just as much as I want it for you. And if you don't, it's only so far we're gonna be able to go. So once again, it's not easy to get to the top. Uh, it's not. It's not. So any of these guys that get this far, I have respect for them, and I think we're gonna get a good fight on the 22nd, y'all. I really do. I think Devin gonna beat Devin. I wish guys would stop hanging on. Motherfuckers is so much a prisoner of the moment in boxing. I don't think Devin gonna come in there trying to fight like no tough guy. He gonna box and move, but I don't think he gonna run like he did with Ramirez. That wasn't boxing moving, that was running. But he ain't fuck his fight up. Ryan did. Let's keep it real. Canelo damn near all the motherfuckers fought like shit that night. Rawley was the best was the best fight of the night. Let's keep it real. Canelo, uh, well no, Tiafimo. I take that back. Tiafimo had a good fight too, but Canelo and Ryan looked bad that night. And Devin. We had three good fighters that just really didn't show up that night. But I think we're gonna get what we're looking for on the 22nd. But I also think I'm with Brian Norman saying I do think Devin gonna get knocked out this time. I do. But that's it for me on this video. If you like the video, hit the like and subscribe. Till the next time, it's your boy Spill Dog. I'm out.